Punishment from God. So another thing Franco did to piss me off today was talk about punishment from God, saying because I have an illness, I'm being punished by God, right? And I'm not denying that by any means, but okay, so I'm being punished by God, right? At the same time, I'm being rewarded by God. Because when I was being punished by God, nobody on earth would help me. And all they did was try to hurt me worse, right? Including yourself there, Franco. Francophone. So we're going to talk about this again. I'm going to tell you about it. It's called, I had a molecular infection, a cerebral fluid infection, a parasitic infection. The only way to discover this infection is through a cerebral fluid sample. Was denied the cerebral fluid sample, called insane in Calgary. Because I used to fuck a nurse, a doctor's nurse wife out there. She was right in love with me. One of the many women that were right in love with me, and one of the many women that are still in love with me to this day. When I was gone, Father Floyd and Father Charlie Chivery, Father Floyd Gallant and Father Charlie Chivery caught cancer and died. They fucking died. Then Bishop Graco caught cancer and had to flee the island, flee the province. Okay, now when you get molecular infection can turn cancerous when you add fungal infection to it, right? It's called parasitic infections. So cancers, for the most part, are caused by internal parasitic infections. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? No, you'll say, you don't have a degree. You're not a doctor. Blah, blah, blah. That's some black pepper in my teeth. Blah, 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 blah. You're not a doctor. Okay, I'm not a doctor, but I got an IQ that's higher than 98% of the earth. Do you understand what that means? That means I'm smart, right? No mental problems. So, then I go in to get some more lipomas, they call them, removed. But really what they are is cystasis from strongyloides, right? And when I'm doing that, they administer a bacterial infection, a fungal bacterial infection. It's just an infection, right? So a fungal infection spread throughout the whole of the molecular infection, which will turn into cancer, right? So immediately I noticed the infection, ripped the wound open, and bled out the contaminated flesh they put inside me. That was in Queen Elizabeth Hospital. Dr. McLean, and I don't know the nurse's name, but that's on record. We'll get the nurse's name. We'll find out who was involved. And that infection would cause the hydatid disease to get cancer, to turn cancerous, right? Because all cancer is an infection. It's a white blood cell mutation. All it is overactive white blood cells. It means that you have a wound that isn't healing. It's just continuing to produce white blood cells. And the infection is growing. Those white blood cells are growing and growing and rotting inside you, right? Anyway, me being a knowledgeable human being, knew what to do. So I cut all sugar out of my diet. No sugar. I ate 0 sugar. And I ordered the medication online. I can show you some of it right now. See, this is a whole bottle of ivermectin for swine and cattle. But it's the exact same thing. They work on human flesh just the same. I took the whole fucking bottle. You know how sick that made me? It's the same thing as chemo. And this is fenbendazole. Fenbendazole. I stopped taking that. I took it a couple times, but I'm almost better now. Almost done. Anyway, I survived, and I survived only by the grace and will of God. Father Floyd and Father Charlie Chivery were murdered inside the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. That's a fact. That is not a fact yet, but that's a probability. That's in the higher margins of probability. We're talking like 80%. They were idiots. It's all has to do with Father Charlie Chivery being out at that UPEI preaching, and then Father Floyd defending me at the church, and Bishop Gracco just being a good bishop and doing what bishops do and following the law of God, right? And these things happen. These things take place in the church. Punishment from God or reward from God, either way, it happened. I guess the message would be to, stay out of my way, really. That's all you can do. When you get in my way, I get upset and then I make you cry. Whether you're a priest or a cop or a fucking Blue Jasmine, a dumb fucking idiot. That's life. You're a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? So let's just be cool, man. Be cool.